Representing China, Yingsha!
And here she comes. In 2024, she came here and won. In 2025, she came here and won. She could so easily have exited this year's tournament, but she's Sun Yingsha. She's the world #1, and she will start as favorite in this 31st meeting with someone she's beaten 20 times internationally, but has also lost to 10 times. It's the defining rivalry of modern day, modern era women's table tennis. The two players who across events, and the biggest of those events, have dominated in recent times. And it just seems fitting that here in Macau, China, where the stage has been set in the best way possible, that these two should be doing battle yet again. Of the most recent meetings, there was a Singapore smash victory for Xia, a closer one at the Asian Cup. But before that, at the China Smash in 2025, Wang Manyu came away with the victory. Recent matches, Fraser, 4-2, 4-3, 2-4, 4-3, 4-2, 4-3. Are we in for another classic?
Well, I hope so. At the last ITTF Major, the World Championships, we saw a 7-game thriller between these two women. Wang Manyu saving championship point in the 6th with one of the most dramatic edge balls imaginable. But Sun Yingsha found her way in Game 7, as she so often does.
The honor of umpiring the final then goes to Ingrid Bogren.
Red, you are black. Red. Service. This side.
This is the ITTF World Cup. Women's Singles Macau 2026. After what has been a simply amazing tournament, Fraser, and I mean amazing, in which both of these players have been pushed to their limits, we find ourselves at a final you might have predicted, by how they've got here, you never would.
We've seen the turning of tides and the changing of lives. And in some ways, the sands of table tennis time have shifted, but these two still at the top, still in the grand finale. That shows how bulletproof they are.
It's a tribute to their resilience, to their quality. Xia staring at defeat against the youngster from Egypt, Hannah Godda, saving match points before emerging triumphant. Wang Manyu involved in a physically exhausting battle with Anoka Hashimoto before she found a tactic and found the strength to come through. These two are battle-hardened players, and let's look at them in some detail. Seeded 2, world ranked #2. She's won big trophies in recent times, and she was always going to be a contender here. Breezed through her group, breezed past Mima Ito, then that amazing struggle in the round of 8. And then it was a semi-final in which she was pushed all the way as well. For Xia, well, again, you'd expect her in group stage action over the first couple of days to not be troubled too much. However, they came for her in a way that the fans might not have expected. Kwaiman, who's beaten her before, followed, of course, by that incredible match against Godda. Who's had the better route so far?
I think Wang Manyu's had a slightly easier route, I must say. But here was how Sun Yingsha managed to defeat her in the final when they met back in 2024.
So can she win? A finalist looking to go one better. But Ingrid Bogren now knows that there's also an atmosphere that, if you thought it was lively already this week, it's going to need some policing, some marshalling. It's going to be incredibly lively in here tonight because Manyu has her fans here as well. Robert Olinsky is going to be the assistant umpire for this final. there's almost no point in asking you what kind of a match we expect, because we've seen them play so many, many times. And when they come face to face, typically it comes down to who masters the occasion better. They know each other's games inside out. There's not much they can do to surprise the other, right?
You know, what cards potentially could they even keep close to their chest? They see each other basically every single day of the week, internally and, of course, here, internationally.
Oh, my goodness, the crowd is at fever pitch in terms of anticipation.
First game, on to serve, level.
And now the hush before the storm.
One, love.
Recovery will be key. Remember, they played earlier on today for Xiaosha, a far more straightforward assignment, and she went first, so more time for the recovery.
Yeah, what an incredible victory that was against Sabina Winter, the European who's caused a wave in the world of table tennis since changing to an anti-spin style.
One, love.
Yeah, but she found a way. Tactically, she was spot on against the German.
Love.
As for Manu, she had to deal with a much improved Xin Yubin in her semi-final, but she was always able to just turn up the heat when she needed to. And she looks as if she's trying to get into this right from the get-go. Loud, bold, on the attack early, Manu.
A carbon copy there. Another forehand winner down the line.
That little look from Xiaosha, we've seen it so many times, just getting a gauge of the opponent. But having said all that, what do we expect? What's Manu got to do in terms of nullifying Xiaosha, as well as delivering her own attacks? What do you have to do to get inside and under the skin of Sun Yingsha? Because a few have done it lately. Kwaiman?
Kwaiman, as a left-handed player, was able to shut down Xiaosha in Chongqing. You know, it's very difficult for Sun, for example, to get out the serve receive. The long, fast serve to backhand is something which is riskier for Wang Manyu to do here as a right-hander, just like Sun Yingsha. I'm expecting to see, as a result of these two both being right-handed shake-handed, you know, a lot of backhand-to-backhand rallies. It's a race as to who can switch the direction and play more convincingly and keep on top. And we're going to have to see subtle variations here and there, testing the in and out transitions, testing the lateral transitions. Obviously, Wang Manyu has the bigger wingspan of the two, but she has to be very, very wary when she does invest in the speed game, because Xiaosha is just so compact, such a pocket rocket, the world number one.
It's also a question in matches like this of choosing a moment and understanding when the moment comes. And you see that in finals, in all sorts of sports, just understanding when the opportunity arises. And that takes elite level sports brains. And both of these players have that.
Yeah, both of these red carpet stars here have such incredible table tennis IQ, and a sign of an amazing attacker is when You can see them resisting. It's also about knowing when not to attack. You've got to earn that right. Take your opponent by surprise. Wang Man Yu here starting off with the backhand serve.
You've got to remember that this is Sun's territory because she's been to finals 3 times now, of course. Beaten the first time and then winning the next 2. Went down against Chen Meng in WMY in 2020. And she just seems to know how to plot her path through these big tournaments. Peak when she needs it, arrive when she needs to. Finals day seems to be her day more often than not. But there are no coaches. And those coaches have been fundamental to them being here during this week.
Yeah, the likes of Marley and Yu Xiang have been instrumental.
When they got into trouble in earlier rounds, boy, oh boy, they needed them on the bench. Not tonight, though.
You know it's a big event when you see the top Chinese players occasionally leaving the field of play. It's always so mysterious when that happens.
Yeah, I know what you're saying. Both of these players in their semi-final matches took a little break. In fact, in Shasha's case, in the last 2 matches, she's taken a shirt change break as well, mid-match. How about that majestic sweeping shot?
That is just a stunning silhouette, wrapping around that ball. That takes so much feeling.
No flash, please.
And you'll see both players just doing a bit of crowd control whenever they can.
It's a good approach here from Wang Man Yu. I think it was a China smash final in Shogyong Park, where we really started to see her realize that this backhand approach with the serve could work in her favor. She's trying to save time. And as the slightly taller player, starting off with this shot will increase the likelihood that she can take control from the middle, play off the angle, switch Shasha a little bit easier, and not have to make as big of a compound movement to play the third ball after the serve.
We saw a lot of the backhand serve earlier as well. She's had plenty of time to groove it.
She started doing it when I think it was a bit further on in the match against Xin Yubin. I think it might have been 2-2 when she started doing it. Here she's doing it from the get-go.
Initially, an amazing recovery from Man Yu there, but the attack came again.
Returning that sublime forehand flick from Shasha again, the 2021 world champion, but that time Yingsha having the last laugh.
Started off the day and this broadcast talking about the pantheon of legends and greatness, and I know that when you cover a World Cup, you start thinking Grand Slam as well here, and both of these will be looking to their credentials. You mentioned that, of course, Man Yu's a world champion of the past. Well, both will have their ideas about what they need to get done, but they can't both win them all.
Shasha closes in here. It is interesting, isn't it? Because if Wang Man Yu does win her first World Cup title today, she will be as close to the Grand Slam as Sun Yingsha.
Yeah. And that just leaves
the Olympic singles title.
That's right. Imagine if it came down to that between the two of them.
That'd be incredible. It would be fitting.
She's back now, level at 9-all. That's such quality, makes it look so easy. Just a little surprise factor.
She read it like a book, and a picture book, because there's no words to describe that backhand. I must say that it was a little bit of a tentative shot from Wang Manyu. She was trying to play a guide flick, but I think it was a little bit predictable for Sun, and evidence of the backhand that we saw. Could she steal this first game?
She turns her around and puts herself on the brink of it. It's incredible to think of ever talking about her stealing anything, but yeah, it's been Manyu who's made the running. And now here she is on the brink of the first. Timed her run to perfection. What a shot. What a change of direction. What a champion.
It just feels like every single game that she wins is a statement. You could just feel that Wang Manyu wasn't really wanting to play forehands. The point at 9-9 was tantalizing. The switch there, just like her run, like you said, John, was just timed to absolute perfection. You give her an inch, she will take a mile. An early twist in this final tail. She was trailing Xia. Wang Manyu was just 2 away.
Time, please.
So in this battle of the eternal rivals, it's Yingsha who strikes first. And I just wonder how big of a blow that might be. You'll say, oh, it's a best of 7, it's only 1. But the way Wang Manyu started that, she gave the impression she wants to get in front early. She doesn't want to have to go the distance tonight. She's been put through the physical ringer already over the last couple of days.
Soon to serve. Level.
Pickpocketed.
Oh, it's just so studied, and it's so perfect. And she's so nonchalant. A shot that you would have been jumping around celebrating.
Oh, man.
Oh, and she's on the attack now because that's that stinging backhand.
This is very concerning for Wang Manyu, because she's come with a clear backhand-based approach here. She's wary about pivoting and getting onto that forehand. She knows what she's leaving exposed, and Xia now is still winning the backhand-to-backhand trades.
Change of service for Manyu, back to something a little bit more orthodox.
Found the crossover of the shorter-statured Sun on that occasion, but it's going to be hard to consistently find that pocket.
Oh my goodness. Are we going to get more of this? I think we certainly are. That much history has told us. And for Wang Man-Yu, can she live with this? Can she continue to compete with the best in the business? Ooh, nice.
3-2.
That was the surprise factor. You don't often leave Xia sprawling, but she did there.
A crystal clear approach from Man-Yu. I'd be surprised to see Sun Yingsha serving the same way again. Classic pendulum serve of Sun Yingsha. You never, ever really see her play a shovel serve. Or a jab serve, as some call it. And she goes long into backhand.
But she's got the security of knowing that her transition off the service is so quick that she can pretty much do what she wants.
And the rotation that she puts through her waist when she serves actually naturally helps her get into position.
Yeah. You always feel watching her that she's got more time than everyone else. She sees things sooner. But you're right, the technique is at the very heart of it.
Yeah, she's loose in the right areas. She's tense in the right areas. Across Wang Man-Yu as well. You've got to give her credit for that. Immense body control. But that one, maybe a little wild.
Little telling off of herself there. No, we don't do that. But that speaks to the pressure she's under. Little mental lapse there.
She's already running out of ideas. This is concerning for Wang Man-Yu. As much as Sun Yingsha said after her victory against Vinta that she wants to play Wang Man-Yu in the final, there'll be no love lost here. This is going to be no holds bar.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. It's the rivalry. It's the big one for Xia. It has been for a long time now. And you just see a determination about her play, don't you? You can't live with this. You can't stay with this.
Uncontainable, untouchable. Nobody home. And she doesn't bother wiping her feet on the way through. You can clean that carpet yourself.
She is crushing this game. What damage is she doing in the bigger picture to Man-Yu for this final? She is dominating her. And she's leaving her in relative disarray right now.
Since beating Sun Yingsha in the final of the China National Games, a massive deal. Oh, my new back-to-back champion at that prestigious internal event. She struggled against Xia.
3-8.
And we're quite a long way into this match now, and she's still struggling really to find a pattern that works. Plan A didn't really work out.
Burgled.
When you've got those instincts and reflexes, yeah, you're going to grab a point like that.
I think Wang Man-Yu is the better reactive player, but Sun Yingsha is the better proactive player. How many escapes have we seen from Man-Yu when she's flicked wide, not even fully behind the ball, and she's still able to play a parallel?
We saw a couple against Xin Yubin that were just breathtaking. Out of position, no right to do it, but with the control to execute.
And against Hashimoto before that, when the roles were reversed.
That's right. But she can't cope on doing that consistently. They come along every now and then, those points, don't they?
Yeah, yeah.
She needs more solid foundations.
Into the crossover.
8-5.
That's 3 points in a row now for Wang Man-Yu. Stare down. And now it's her turn. Isn't it incredible how this shifts and moves?
Yeah, a little sway in momentum. I doubt we're going to see a Sun Yingsha timeout.
Timeout.
But we do.
Oh, whoa.
I thought maybe if she lost the next point, because it's Wang Man Yu's service anyway, but fair enough, she does call it.
That's 4 points in a row for Wang now, and enough to force Xia into this action. We're being treated to some lovely shots here. This great rivalry captured in slow-mo. And this great rivalry has seen a real shift. Sun Yingsha looked as if she was crushing Wang Man Yu, flying towards a 2-love lead. But 4 points in a row, Xia forced into a defensive, reactive timeout just to try and stop the flow. She still leads by a couple. And Wang Man Yu paced around there like a boxer wanting to go back in after being stopped, held up for a count.
How quickly she shuffles in, scuttles in to play that flick. I was wondering what trick Wang Man Yu had up her sleeve. Short float serve, look at the touch, the timing, how she comes in there with a protective shot. Didn't try and play it with too much spin, but enough speed. Sorry, not too much speed, but enough spin. And again.
Look at that, she's coached herself to a couple of points. Know thyself, off she went, had a little think, came back with a plan, executed.
Awesome.
4 game points for 2-love. Thought for a moment there, Wang Man Yu had been a little bit indecisive. Didn't pay the price for it, though.
She went for the staggering statement shot, but Wang Man Yu sticking in there.
She plays the numbers very often, Xia. She knew it was a 3-point cushion. Indulged herself, allowed herself the luxury of that. She won't do it again, I'd imagine. Be surprised if she really goes all out now. It's a little bit too close for comfort.
She won't be able to do too much on this serve. I imagine Wang Man Yu's going to play short float, maybe short backspin. That'll be the 3rd and 4th ball. Let's see.
Left, 8, 10.
Oh, she thought it was there. Thought that was the chance. And it may have been, but it's gone.
She'll be disappointed with that one, Man U. It's not a bread and butter shot as such, but I think that on a different occasion, under less pressure, against a different opponent, she will have made that.
And that's one of the reasons why Yingsha is so good, because she invited that. Let's see what you got. So, 11-9, 11-8. We've got a match on, but it's a match that's very much favoring the world number 1 over the world number 2. All of the pressure now on Wong to be more competitive and to start off with to get a game.
It's so interesting this time in table tennis history, John. You're looking at a 2-time Olympic finalist already in Yingsha, and she's only in the mid-20s. Chen Meng, 2-time Olympic champion, beating her in both of those finals in Tokyo and in Paris. Yingsha is so grounded, she knows that this is her time. This is her time to shine, to try to be the first woman to win a three-peat, hat-trick at the World Cup. She knows that she is in line, is in pole position to win a Grand Slam, to become an Olympic champion in women's singles as well.
And she's not going to let anyone take it from her. That's what Wong Man-Yu's up against here.
Left, love, all.
It feels like there's chinks in the armor. It feels like there's sometimes blips in the matrix. These foreign threats come up and through. But then all of a sudden you see who wins and you ask yourself, was it inevitable? That's how dominant Team China are in table tennis.
But this now is the top 2 going at it. And when it comes to these matches, I listed it earlier on, you very rarely these days get any of these players being blanked. We've seen 4-2, 4-3 pretty much all the way. Last 5, 6 meetings. So relatively, this is not quite as competitive as we're used to, because Wong's not quite there, it just feels, on the night.
2-1.
Because she's beaten Yingsha fairly recently, like at the national games, maybe she's not coming into this with the same underdog mindset that she did when she came into the China Smash final, because she hadn't beaten Yingsha before that in ages. She's that dominant, Yingsha. It feels like it's only when her guard's down that she can lose.
Yeah, there'd been a 3-match losing streak before she won at China Smash. And of course, the reaction from Yingsha has been to win the next 2 since then. So it's almost as if, all right, you can have your win every now and then, but I'm going to remind you who's boss here.
That's right. And that's crazy. You wonder, how can there be such a big difference between the world number 1 and world number 2?
Well, you only have to look at the ranking points to see stark illustration of that. Also, ask yourself this. I mean, I know they've been playing each other internationally all the way since 2017, so almost the best part of a decade. But imagine if you said to all these other women's players around the world that there's someone out there who's beaten Yingsha 10 times.
Yeah.
Because that's what this woman's done.
That's right.
I can't think of anyone else in the current game who would be anywhere near. I mean,
Ju Yulin, before she had to take a break, perhaps, is up there. Chen Meng.
Chen Meng, yeah, of course, but
is retiring.
3-4.
Yeah. Otherwise, you've got players who've beaten her once, maybe twice. Most typically once.
Yeah, and that's probably when Yingsha was a junior.
Anyhow, Man-Yu has a slender lead as she seeks to try and get herself into this final.
The fact that she overcame Hannah Goddard in the way that she did, saving match points, could make her even more dangerous. Maybe the same goes for Wang Chuqin. He was 2 points away from bowing out against Darko Jorgic. When you come through a win like that, what can phase you?
Tournament sport is like that. What doesn't beat you definitely makes you stronger. And very often the team or the player that comes out the end triumphant has done so because of adversity at some point. Severe adversity. You very rarely are going to string it together throughout an entire week. Cruise every match. Not at this level. Oh, did she change her mind? It's a strange point, that.
It was a nice push. It was a beautiful backhand counter down the line. But she misses, by her standards, a sitter, Wang Manyu. And Xia going to rub it in.
She did as well. And that's, again, part of the aura. I've just won a point I shouldn't have won against you.
Chole.
Left, 5 all.
You wonder whether, I'm not going to say the occasion's getting to Wang Manyu. She won the World Championships 5 years ago, but is she a little bit overexcited? Is it a bit of fatigue?
She would never want to use that as an excuse, but I think it's fair for us to say that there's a chance of that. She was physically really affected by last night's match. I know that for a fact. But, yeah.
Timeout from Manyu now.
Yeah. She was physically very much affected by it. And then on court earlier on, you could see it took her a little while to warm to the task earlier on today. But then, of course, what's happened is she's gone away. And that might mean that if she is a little bit stiff in anywhere, the legs, the back. Remember, she did a lot of heavy lifting against Hashimoto, and literally heavy lifting. That it will have had an effect on her, but I think also mentally draining. To perform here tonight, you've got to be really on top of everything, haven't you? Now, who have we got here? The left knee and thigh heavily strapped, because he's also had to work so hard to survive, to make it through to a final. Wang Chuqin against Sora Matsushima. This threatening, dangerous Japanese 18-year-old. A first attempt for him to win a final. In World Cup table tennis, what a men's final we have for you later on. What a prospect that is.
A World Cup final for both of them.
That's right.
First one.
And Chuqin made that point in his post-match interview earlier on. Don't think that the Japanese kid's the only underdog here. You know, it's my first final too, he said. He's a smart guy, Chuqin. He pointed out just what a tall order it would be. Never won this. Never finaled. Again, just a little flick off the edge there as he goes sailing past Wang's bat.
Of course, we're seeing so many long trades. You usually see more rallies on average in the women's game than the men's game, but it doesn't feel as though we've seen as many really long rallies as what we normally see between these two women.
No. And at the moment, the superiority of that Xia forehand, in direct contrast to her opponents, is a big factor in this.
The transition between Sun Yingsha's backhand and forehand has really, really improved. Oh.
But she can count on that. She'll always have that. Will Wang Manyu.
The mantis, the eel, the electric eel.
I like mantis. It's a great analogy. She hangs over that table and then pounces.
So still, then she strikes suddenly. But as soon as Sun Yingsha switching her into that forehand, Wang Manyu looks nervous, looks wary.
She's not comfortable. She doesn't want to go there. She's not far off, of course, but it's a game of fine margins.
She doesn't want to walk herself into a blizzard. Don't stare at the swim for too long.
That felt like a bonus point to a degree to keep the number 2 seed in touch. Can't afford to drop this game. We say this time and time again. You don't come back from 3 down against the world number 1. It's not going to happen.
It's not going to happen. Such a spinny ball. Man, you cannot sponge it up. Let's have a look at this again. Yeah. Frighteningly complete, the world number 1. Triple serve here.
Just looking at the history now, you're not coming back. She's not coming back from 3 down. Historically, anyway. But she could find herself 3 down now because Shasha stands on the brink of taking herself within 1 game of the record books of history of a three-peat.
Split-second decision-making from Man Yu. Not budging, playing the backhands. Just a little movement to the right there to play out the middle. Suma's trying to get her into the crossover section. And Man Yu finds hers. If she takes this game, psychologically speaking, this could be blown wide open.
You're right. Did not expect to see both points surrendered there by Shasha.
Not on serve.
No. But she's got to take this now. This is her moment. There's one.
11.
And there, for the first time in this match, is opportunity for the number 2 seed. The first time it's felt like she might have a chance here. What do you reckon? Execution or decision-making?
Look at the look on Shasha's face. She's just outfoxed Wang Man Yu.
Yep. Sucked her in. Oh, yellow card.
It's counterintuitive. It was so close. Wang Man Yu might have been expecting something more complicated, but yep, yellow card here.
Yeah, for delaying it. At the body, and possibly a body blow that might carry her to an almost overwhelming advantage now. Almost a knockout. She has fought off a game point now to take one. You don't give her a chance. You don't let her in because she will snap into you and take it. And now, her legions of fans are preparing to celebrate. She's won away, one game from history.
Hand over fist. She has such a huge advantage. There was a glimmer of hope there for Wang Manyu. Had a game point for the first time in the match. That would have made it so much more interesting, but now Sun Yingsha putting her in her place, knocking her down. Another peg. This ominous, stone-cold striker of an attacker. That forehand flick has been sublime. The table awareness, understanding the flight of the ball, that it's going to pop up just enough and be inside the table for it to play that. It's incredible.
Fourth game, Sun to serve, love all.
How does Wang Manyu come back from that? Tantalizingly given a chance, only to see it snatched away.
I mean, what does it take to get under her skin? The yellow card came in. She couldn't give a hoot, the world number one. Yep, I'll have that as a souvenir. Oh, and the World Cup trophy as well.
Whoa, 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 whoa.
Ooh, I wonder whether she was going to roll it around the net.
Yeah, it's the only way maybe she could have done that. It went sideways off the net.
Yeah, against Hannah Godder, she was match point down and she was laughing. It was just chilling.
Oh, now, is this going to unravel for Wang?
Wang Manyu playing like she's got everything to prove. Sun Yingsha playing like she's got nothing to prove. She's missed a few of these slightly higher balls that she'd normally decimate Manyu.
Combination of things. I don't think she's fully fit and ready. You know, she's struggling, but also Shasha is just, she's the best in the business at dominating when you're down. It's coming closer and closer. And it's history. We've mentioned this already. To win it 3 in a row, that will be recognized by ITTF, recognized with a replica trophy. One to keep.
One to take home. Incredible, isn't it? I think Fan Zhendong got one because he, of course, won 3 on the bounce as well. Sun Yingsha here, 3 ahead.
Okay. Needed that.
As well as this, Shasha could be going for a hat-trick of World Championship singles titles as well. Champion in Durban and in Doha. Yeah, never in doubt, was she? Never in doubt there.
This is a surprise. We listed the competitive matches between these two before this one got underway, but this has been one-way traffic tonight, and it feels like we're coming towards the end of this journey very, very soon, unless something simply staggering happens.
I hate to say it, yeah, but it does feel almost inevitable at the minute. Nice shot from Wang Manyu. The push wide was beautiful. You want to see it come down. The Wang Manyu backhand away from the table. But Sun is shining here. So bright that you can see her here in the Galaxy Arena. Every single shot she plays. She'll have to try to drown out the noise, the world number one, because the crowd is stirring. Manyu has her fair few of fans here as well, but Sun with overwhelming support.
6-8.
Wang Manyu.
7-8.
Blossoming here, the long push. So much more quality here. And the backhand switch was too hot to handle.
Left. 7-8.
Could hear a pin drop in here. Could she level? She can as well. Oh my goodness. She plays with such grace and humility, Wang Manyu. And she takes the lead completely out of the blue here. Just when you think you've seen it all this week. And she's got 2 game points. This is just unbelievable. She's won 6 points in a row. It really is a funny old game, table tennis. What have we just seen? That is heroic from Wang Manyu. John went down there to get ready for the interview. We're not going to see one, not just yet anyway. Up you get, fella.
Did not see that coming. How about that? The little twist in the towel we didn't expect. And is there a little twist there? Oh, she's pinned through it physically, but, well, she is made of incredibly tough stuff. It's Wang Manyu, we know that. To come from where she's come from in life, to be the champion she is, to be consistently as good as she is, well, she's made of the right stuff. And now she's given herself a little look, nothing more. She's frustrated the banked legions of Sun Yingsha fans who thought they were about to jump up and down and celebrate.
7 points in a row.
Yeah.
She made 4 down.
I know, I was watching it very close. Incredible, really. And she played very well.
Was that a bit of mercy, perhaps? Was it a bit of... I don't know.
You'd hope not. You'd hope not, because they are such elite-level professionals.
Subconscious mercy.
Well, yeah, that is a thing, isn't it?
Yeah.
Subconscious taking the foot off, maybe.
Unbelievable.
Yeah, Manyu will say, I don't need any gifts here. If I'm going to win this thing, I'm going to win it outright. And there were a couple of misses from Xia along the way in those 7 points.
All of a sudden, she wasn't finding the forehand as regularly. Balls were dying off her bat. She couldn't get the contact.
1-all.
And that will have disrupted her. Make no mistake about it. But, I mean, she's still overwhelmingly likely to get it done, maybe even in this game now.
This is also a factor. It could genuinely just be disbelief. Disbelief that she's come from where she was against Hanagota, 6-1 down in the 7th, 2 match points down, to here on the brink of winning the World Cup. The line is so fine. We were talking about it in Chongqing, weren't we? Because Felix de Brun could have easily bowed out to Calderano. He saved match points really early on in the event. Oh man.
Yeah. She's back.
That was a statement.
Yeah, maybe if there had been just a little lapse, maybe the mental strength just deserted her briefly last game. She allowed herself to become distracted. She's got it back. Yeah, there you go. See?
Pointing to that head.
We see that from Chu Chin as well quite a lot.
The grey.
The little grey cells.
1-4.
Hands on knees. It's getting hard, so hard now. The effort she put in to grab just a game against the world #1 looks as if it might just have depleted whatever she had left. It's been a World Cup week that's taken Man U to the limits. And the needle's in the red now.
Surely this time, Yingsha can close the curtains.
Feels that way, doesn't it? Get the feeling that Man U will need a little bit of help if she's going to mount another comeback here.
I think she's going to need a lot of help. And maybe it's going to have to come from Yingsha. She's going to need some divine intervention here on Man U.
Left 2-7.
Yingsha once bitten, twice shy. Likely to let her guard down from here.
8-2.
She celebrates. She keeps the blood pumping, the adrenaline flowing. She serves with a chance to set up match points. Seven the lead, just 2 the need now for the world number 1. Two points away from doing what nobody has done in World Cup history. There could still be a little bit of life in this one yet. And when you a candle flickering in the Macau night. Yingsha just needs one little puff. One last second of magic. And it's done. Excellent play from Wang Manyu. She saves another. The last point, especially in a final, is the hardest to win. Oh, this is just sensational from Wang Manyu. She'll stare defeat in the face. She'll embrace it. She won't give up. But Yingsha is the first woman in history to become a World Cup hat-trick champion. 3 on the bounce. This pocket-sized princess inspires billions upon billions. She thanks them, because without them, this might not have been possible. We've seen legends since the launch of the World Cup in 1996 come and conquer. But no one has seen a player quite like Yingsha. Deng Yiping, Wan Nan, Zhang Yining, Liu Shiwen, Ding Ning. But the first to complete the hat trick, Yingsha. She defeats the world number 2, her off-the-table friend, but on-the-table foe, 4 games to 1. She is the brightest, shining star here in the Galaxy Arena. She dominated. Game number 3 could have been the turning point, but she stopped Wang Mengyu in her tracks. Winning the 3rd, Wang Mengyu clinching the 4th. But Yingsha, having what it took in the end, she is a World Cup champion for the 3rd time.
Yingsha is a champion of champions. Congratulations, Sha. You haven't just defended your ITTF World Cup title here. You have made history. You have become the first woman player to win 3 years in a row. You're going to be taking a trophy home with you. Tell me, how are you feeling right now?
恭喜莎莎，你是冠军中的冠军！你不仅成功卫冕女单冠军，同时还创造了历史，达成首位女子单打世界杯3连冠的荣誉。你将把奖杯带回家，请跟我们分享一下此刻的感受。
我觉得首先今天这场决赛，我觉得一如既往跟曼玉打的还是非常焦灼，可能看似是4-1的比分，其实在前3局当中已经打到每局都是关键分，而且自己在后2局其实也是稍微处理的不好一些，可能也是有可能会被扭转的局面。所以说，作为自己来说，其实在赛前来到澳门，并没有去设想过多的目标。其实我觉得还是非常开心吧，然后能够实现3连冠。但我觉得其实今天我跟曼玉的表现跟发挥，其实都发挥出了我们最好的水平，而且每次都是给大家奉献更精彩的比赛。也希望我自己能够再次带着这份胜利吧，然后继续前行。
First of all, for tonight's final, as always, it was a nail-biter, although I won 4-1. In the first 3 sets, there were crucial points, and in the last 2 sets, well, actually, there were moments for Man Yu to turn around. Before this match, I didn't put too much thought into the outcome, the goal, but of course I'm glad that I have claimed the titles for 3 years in a row. I think today both Man Yu and I played to our level and we put on a great match for the fans. So with this victory, I hope I can achieve more going forward.
So right now, Xia, you are standing here the champion, but this week here at the ITTF World Cup in Macau has been so difficult, highs and lows. When you look back at this week, what will you take away from it?
目前，莎莎，你是以冠军的身份站在这里，但是回顾本周整个国际乒联世界杯的澳门之旅，其实也是有着起起落落。现在回顾的话，你觉得最大的收获是什么？
我觉得收获还是很多吧。其实从淘汰赛开始，从第1轮开始，就像我赛前说的，其实进入淘汰赛以后，每一名选手，我觉得都是世界上最优秀也是最强的。其实从第1轮对蒯曼，也是去年我们俩同样在这片赛场进行的决赛，但相比今年，可能确实作为这种签表的不规定。所以说，我们俩也在第1轮相遇，然后再到第2场跟汉娜高达的比赛，我觉得也是分分钟可能就要输掉的比赛。看似比分，我觉得今天一天好像是最轻松的比分，但我觉得通过世界杯这几天的比赛，其实收获还是很多吧。这种比赛中的起起伏伏，每天睡醒的、每天起床的状态，我觉得都会不一样。希望我回去还是好好总结、好好休息吧。因为即将也要迎来接下来的世乒赛，我也会全力以赴的去打好比赛。
I do have a lot of takeaways. Like I said before, right from the first round of the main draw, every player is among the top players in the world. In the first round, I played against Huaiman. Last year, right here, we played the final. Well, due to the rules for the draw, we met in the first round. And in the second round, I played against Hana Gauda. That match could have gone either way. I could have lost that match. And tonight, the match score may tell you it's the easiest one, but it's not the case. So throughout this week, right here in the World Cup, I have a lot of takeaways. I have ups and downs, and every day I got up to a different mindset. And I do want I can have a better performance in the London World Championships.
All right, Xia, before you receive the Hamilton Cup, before you receive your trophy, how about for the fans here, the fans around the world, one last word?
觉得确实还是非常感谢大家能够来到澳门，然后来支持自己喜爱的球员，支持中国乒乓球队。但当然，其实我觉得我们每一名在赛场上这种全力以赴拼好、全力以赴去拼搏的运动员，我觉得同样都是值得掌声吧。所以说，我觉得大家也是把今天的掌声送给曼玉吧。
I would like to thank all of you for coming to Macau to support the player, whoever you hold dear to your heart, and to support Team China. I think for every player who has gone all out on court, they deserve your applause. So please also send your applause to Man Yu.
Wonderful words. Thank you very much. 谢谢你，恭喜你. You are a champion. You've made history. Yingsha.
Thanks.
That right there is greatness defined. She was already a Hall of Famer, Yingsha. Already one of the all-time greats. But to win a World Cup, not once, not twice in a row, but with a hat-trick. Now that has just sent her into uncharted territory. That has just sent her into the very upper echelons of table tennis. Gongshini. Congratulations, Shasha. You are the ITTF Women's World Cup champion here in 2026. She backs up her status as the world #1, and she'll be looking to send Team China to the top of the podium at the upcoming World Team Championships in London, which are just around the corner. This really is an incredible time to be a fan of table tennis right now. She walks the walk for the last time and bids her fans good night here. We will see you soon, Yingsha.